Do you regret anything?
Lots. And much more to come.
This is a film, you know, it's for adults. It's about adults. Kids might, you know, younger people might like it, but it's a film in which it's not scared to see people talking to each other and sharing their lives. And I had always been interested in psychological films and domestic films and melodramas, but I decided this time around to really take that to the point of genre and to find something that had that kind of, you know, I'd watched a lot of Joan Crawford movies and Bette Davis movies, and this story, which was based on a book called Five Roundabouts to Heaven, which was a British pulp mystery novel written in '52, I found kind of a perfect metaphor for relationships in a certain way. These secrets that people keep, these questions people have between themselves.
Love means only one thing.
Sex.
We can't have everything.
I want to be truly happy.
Oh. That sounds reasonable.
It's not a postmodern film. It's not a film that has, it's not an ironic film, but I think at the same time it's playful with certain kinds of cinema and certain kinds of ways of telling a story that we find in cinema. So there is a sense of that, but ultimately it's really about these four characters and these four people, and I think you particularly feel that with the performances that these actors give, because if I was in a genre film in my head, they were in a Bergman film in their head, in a certain, or Cassavetes, or any of these people who are interested in the kind of rich emotional life of people in their homes and in their marriages and in their friendships, and I feel that these actors went for a kind of emotional honesty throughout. That I think gives the film an interesting texture. It's genre but not genre. It's a suspense film, but it's really also as much a drama. It has its own sort of brew, I guess you might say.
What about coming out with me for dinner?
Well, I don't see why not.
It'll be hard to build your happiness upon the unhappiness of somebody else. When are you going to tell Pat?
One of these days. I think we should go to the cabin this weekend and spend some time alone.
I think the film, at the end of the day, is about this marriage between Patricia Clarkson and Chris Cooper, and that's kind of the heart of it. I think that Pierce defines the tone of the film from start to finish, and I think it's not only because he creates the voiceover, which has a sense of humor. It's also very vulnerable. It's wry. But I also think that as an actor, he gives the film. He balances exactly where the film tries to balance, between being funny and being honest, between being desirous and being needy. You know, all these different places, and I think Pierce really encapsulates that as an actor in this film. I think Pierce is a very impressive physical comedian. I think what he does with his body and his face is almost acrobatic in a certain way, you know, like Cary Grant. I think Pierce is going to be. It's going to be an interesting time to watch his career, because I think he's an excellent actor, and that was something that even for me, I had never seen him as James Bond, but I had seen him in The Matador.
You've never seen the
No, I'd never seen him in James Bond. I saw it when I was a kid, but I never saw Pierce. But I knew he'd played that part. I'd heard about that.
Do you regret anything?
Lots. And much more to come.